Hi, and welcome to the Digital Freedom Coach podcast with me, Eric Olson. Here, we go in depth and talk about how you can use digital tools to create more freedom in your life. Are you, as me, curious about how you can work remotely, how you can build a business online, and what it actually takes to create the life of your dreams? Then this is the podcast for you. For more info on what we do, check out thedigitalfreedomcoach.com. And there I was, and I felt strong, I felt invincible, I felt, okay, I can do this, I have a plan, I have an action plan, I know exactly which steps to take on that path to which, leads me to the goal, which leads me to the goal I'm aiming for, right? And then on the other hand, sometimes I did feel tired. I felt like weak, tired. I wanted to give up. What's the point? Will I ever get there? Will I actually ever get where I want to go? And I kept on working, and I worked, and I worked, and I worked, and I put even more effort into everything. And honestly, I sort of, I was kind of thinking that it's about discipline, right? So what I did was I worked harder and harder and harder and harder. And harder and harder. I think you get the idea. You get the image. You get the image in front of you, like the big picture. So I was thinking, okay, so I have this aim. I'm working for this. I want to achieve something. Business-wise, it could be health. And I was working for it. I was striving for it. I was putting in the effort. But I didn't get there. Have you ever felt the same? Have you ever had a similar experience? You sort of work for something and you have the plan, you have everything. You've been doing this. Maybe you even have like a yearly kickoff or something, and a New Year's resolution. And this year I'm going to achieve my health aim. I'm going to do the Ironman. I'm going to do the half marathon. And you work for it, but somehow you don't reach that aim, and it can be so frustrating. It can be so frustrating. But I was thinking, okay, it's like a discipline thing. It's a discipline thing. So if I just have more discipline, I should be able to reach my goal. If I had discipline and actually follow the steps I plan, if I follow the steps I've added into my calendar, I should be able to reach where I want to go. But that is not the reality, because I kept failing. Sometimes I still do. So, dear listener here, I am a work in progress. I don't have all the answers, and I want you to know that. I want to share that piece. I think that's very important. I'm not a guru here having all the answers. We have plenty of those. Rather, I'm a person that is always sort of experimenting, testing new things, trying things, right? And everything I share here are things I've been working with myself. So, take the answers or the value you find in my, in this podcast as well, and try for yourself. So I'm on my way too, just as you are. But the thing was, I kept working on things, and I never sometimes I never reached the goals I was aiming for, right? So today I want to share something very specific. Today I want to share a very, very good tool, something I learned actually a long time ago. It was back in 2015-16 I heard about it the first time, but I keep forgetting about this tool, and I get as surprised when I don't reach my goals every time. And every time I rediscover this tool, it's like, there is the answer, there is the key, that is the part I'm missing, right? So that's the part I'm missing, and it makes all the sense in the world. So listener, please, dear listener, take a paper and a pen and take some notes here, because I think you might find this quite valuable, because I'm pretty sure you are just as I am. You're aiming for certain things, and sometimes you don't reach those goals. So there's a tool called the belief circle. right? It's the tool called the belief circle. So what is the belief circle? The belief circle essentially adds another perspective on top of that idea of it's enough just to have the discipline in order to get the work done and to, you know, achieve your goals. So it gives you broader perspective. It's sort of a magnifying glass or something, so it makes it easy to understand what is failing, what is missing, why am I not reaching my goals, and this is something you can use. So there are 4 parts here. There are 4 parts, and I will go through each and every single part. Okay, so the first part, it's called belief. It's the belief circle after all. So the first part is belief. So what is belief? Okay, the thing is, do you believe, like honestly, if you're honest with yourself, do you believe what you're doing? Do you believe in what you're doing? Do you believe in that goal you're striving for? Do you believe in the business you're working? Do you believe in yourself? Right? Do you believe? It's quite simple, but actually, do you believe in what you're doing? That's it. Because what is the thing then? Okay, so if you don't believe in what you're doing, in what you're building, if you don't believe in the business you're building, I'm sorry to say, you will probably never ever come anywhere. You will never achieve anything because you don't believe what you have. If you try to sell a product, you don't believe in the product, that will show. That will show for potential customers. If you have a business, you want to spread the business. If you don't believe in the business and you talk with potential business partners, and they can see that, you know, they can sense it. It's something in the the body language. It's something in the tone of your voice. It's like how you say certain things. They can see that. They can sense that. You will have to struggle a lot. So the first part is belief. Do you believe in what you are doing? That's number 1. The second part, it's about the potential. Okay, so it's about the potential. If you had you have the belief, bam, bam, bam. Okay, but do you see the potential in it? Do you plan for the potential? Do you invest the time into that project? Do you sit down with the calendar and I have the super belief. I want to achieve this. I believe in the products and the business and my partner. I believe in it. Okay. What about the potential? Okay, how many hours will you work with the thing you will work with, right? How many resources will you put into achieving your goal? Do you have, will you work, do you have a mentor or a coach, or will you use your own potential? Like, what do you know? So dear listener, like, what do you know? I have no idea. Maybe you're an expert in landing pages or WordPress or website management, emails. Like, what is your strength? Can you use that? See that as your potential. Like, magnify that. You can use that part of yourself as a leverage tool to speed up the process. So do you have the potential? Do you see the potential in it? Like, imagine you have the belief, but you don't see the potential. Like, I believe this business will be huge, but I don't see the potential. I don't see the how. I'm not gonna put in my time and resources into it. Do you think you will succeed? No. No, like, full stop, right? What's the point? Okay, so the potential, that's the second part, okay? Let's move on. And let's look into the third part. What is the third part? The third part is action. Okay, it's action. And that is a very, very important step. I know from personal experience myself, and also what I've been seeing around me, business partners in different areas of what I'm doing, other people trying to build their businesses, or if you sort of trying to take a new take on your health journey, for instance. Okay, what is like action? It makes sense. Do you put into action? Okay, you have the belief, you have the potential, you see the potential, you use the potential, but do you actually put in the action then. Okay, I'm gonna put in 10 hours a week. Okay, fair enough. You decide. But do you put in 10 hours a week, or do you just say you put in 10 hours a week? Maybe you put in 30 minutes a week. Do you think you will reach your goal? Maybe, maybe not. You put in 10 hours a week, you plan 10 hours a week, you see the potential, you have, you're an awesome expert on emails, like subscription methods, and you use that potential and you put in the action. You say 10 hours a week, you put in 10 hours a week. Will you get the results? Yes, you will get the results. You see how that is connected? The belief, the potential, and action. I think I did mention it in, I'm sure I have mentioned it, and if not, I will mention it in the future as well. But I'm using something called the DMO. So that's a daily method of operation. Okay, so daily method of operation. So that is basically the action steps. That's not the planning. That's not the strategy. That's not the tactics. That's not the studying part. That's just the pure action. Bam, 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 bam. You need to put in the action. Okay. And also, obviously, if you say I'm going to build whatever I'm going to build, I'm going to put in 15 minutes a week. Okay, that's fair enough. But you do those 15 minutes. Okay. So what happens? The amount of action you take determines the results you get. Make sense? The amount of action you take determines the results you get. So I'm hoping you take notes here. Okay, so first part, it's the belief. Write down belief. Second part is potential. Write down potential. Third part is action. Write down action. Right. The fourth part, I think all of these parts are very, very important. They're key. But then you have the results. Okay, so you had a belief, you used the potential, you put in massive action, bam, bam, bam. And there you go. And you've been working on something, maybe your health journey, maybe your business, maybe it's something, relationships or something. It's something completely different, right? So 1 week passes, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. I don't know. Maybe it's enough for you if it takes 1 week and you start to think, I don't know, where are my results? I put in massive action, but I don't see the results. Or you go on and on and on, and you kind of striving forward and you're fighting for it, and 6 months passes and you don't see the results, right? So what happens? The thing is, you don't see the results. So what do? You do less, obviously, right? So imagine you work for 40 hours a week with your business project and you don't see the results. You don't get the customers, you don't get the business partners, you aren't expanding your business, you don't get anything like engagement, leads on social media or whatever you're working with, right? What will you do? You will do less of it, of course. If you imagine the opposite is true. Imagine you put in the effort and you have lots of leads and you have customers and your business is expanding and it's expanding internationally. I don't know, I shared my own vision, in other podcasts as well. I aim to build a global business. So let's say I work with this, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. I don't see that result. Okay, what will happen? I will probably start to doubt myself, right? I will probably start to doubt the business. If I imagine, okay, I'm doing this. I'm going to do a marathon. And I'm changing my diet. I had the belief, the potential, the action. But I don't get the results. I'm not like losing weight. I'm not getting any faster. My knee hurts. My back hurts. I do 10K and I feel like half dead. Okay, you will start. You don't get a result, so that will affect the belief. Are you with me? That will affect the belief. This is a circle. Okay. So that will affect the belief. And what happens then? Okay, So if that affects your belief, you will have less of the belief you need in order to achieve your goal. If you have less of the belief you need in order to achieve the goal, you will see less potential in whatever you start to do. You will take less action, right? And you will have fewer results. With less or fewer results, not so, fewer results, you will put, your belief will be affected even more. You have even less belief and less potential and less action and less results and less belief and less potential, less action, less result. Do you see where I'm going here? So imagine you're building a business. You want to become a digital nomad. Like maybe you're like me. You want to become a digital nomad. You want to become geographically independent, location independent. And you're building the business. Bam, bam, bam. 1 month, 2 months, and you don't see the results. And finally, things are happening. They're not happening. So you start to doubt yourself. So after maybe 6 months, your actual, like the time you invest and the things you invest in is maybe it's just 10% of what you began with, and your goals are far, far away. So if I want to reconnect with what I began with here today, so I felt, okay, so it's not going. I need more discipline. I need to put in more effort. Sometimes I have like some success, but sometimes I don't. And I don't know how that is connected. Maybe it's just more discipline, more effort. Yeah, but maybe not. Maybe I'm totally wrong. Maybe like the discipline I'm talking about, maybe that's the action part. But I don't believe in the business anymore because I don't have the results. So I don't see the potential in it. I'm not using my potential. So the action is just empty words. It's like, okay, I should, work 10 hours a day in order to get, reach my results, which I do, but no quality in those action steps. I'm not doing anything that actually makes an impact. I'm not doing anything that makes a real difference. Maybe I should make a few phone calls or something. Instead, I don't know, maybe I'm studying. Maybe I start to confuse my action steps and my DMO, daily method of operation, with something completely different. It starts to deteriorate. Do you see how everything is connected? So what do? I believe it's very, very important for you to write down these 4 things, also results, obviously, and then you have to plan, right? So you have to plan your calendar, you have to plan your week. It's Monday, okay? So Sunday evenings, maybe you plan the rest of the week. You do that week, you sort of follow the action steps you're taking, but then at the end of the week, you need to evaluate. You need to see, okay, so what happened? Did I get the results I wanted? Is it like, did I get the results I wanted? Do I believe in the business? Something going on there? Is something going on with the potential? Or is there something going on with the action? Maybe I'm not putting the effort in, right? So you can sort of, do you see how you can mend this? So, dear listener, do you see how you can mend this? You can fix your belief circle. You don't have to put more, use more discipline. Maybe you do, but maybe it's something completely different. Maybe it's the belief. You don't have the belief anymore. So, this belief circle is very, very important in order for you to achieve the results you want. And a short-term benefit of this is, if you're listening, well, you're listening to this podcast, otherwise you wouldn't hear me, obviously. So the short-term benefit of this is you can actually tweak your belief circle, check out where do I have to mend my belief circle, so you can adjust it accordingly. So maybe today you feel that something is not happening. Okay, check your belief circle. Tomorrow you have different results. Is that the short-term benefit? Yes, that is the short-term benefit. Okay. But there are also long-term benefits. You have a long-term benefits. Okay. If you take this belief circle and combine it with the compound effect or the slight edge effect, like you do something like a tiny bit every single day, with time, if you, I don't know, like multiply that with time, you will have huge results. Huge results, right? You know, you I don't know, maybe you have like a health belief circle, you do 10 push-ups a day, and you put in that in your belief circle, and you do that for a year. Will you have results? Yes, you will have results. So I encourage you to start to use this, right? So, and this is valuable to everyone. Like if you don't have any experience whatsoever with personal development, you're never working with personal development, maybe you hardly know what personal development is, you know, this is a great tool to use in order to plan everything and you know, see where you can start. And maybe, I think maybe one of the key things here is the actual belief, like the belief part, right? So if you want to start a business, do you believe in it? Like, be honest with yourself. And if you don't, what can you do in order to sort of promote and foster that belief? Do you need to abandon your project, or should you do like something, should you tweak it somehow, right? So I think like belief, everything sort of starts with the belief, but it, you know, obviously it's all connected as well. And it's also good if you have some experience, like me, you know, you have experience with personal development, you are building a business. Okay, use this tool, use it once a week, check specifically results. That's the easiest thing to check, right? Do you have those customers you need? Do you have the meetings you need? Okay, and start to use the belief circle. And I think maybe if you have lots of experience, it's also very valuable. Like me, I've been, you know, dear listener, I've been working with personal development since, like, actively since 2015. So that's about 5 years now. Sometimes more, sometimes a bit less. But it's always valuable to take one of these tools and sort of adjust and check where you are, right? So it's a very valuable tool. So I think I'm going to end this, like, today's, you know, podcast episode here, the Digital Freedom Coach, about the belief circle. And I would encourage you as well, if you're listening to this podcast, please write a review. I would appreciate that immensely. It also helps to spread this podcast so more people can listen to it, take in the information, and, you know, hopefully if you see the value in it, you want to spread it, and write the review as well, of course. So the better you know, stars and stuff I have on iTunes, you know, the better, you know, the algorithm stuff, so it will show better, right? So it will spread better as well. So that is that part. And I also want to end this off by saying, you know, if you have the belief circle, it is a beautiful tool, because you will see where you are at, and you can also do something, right? So that's it. And I also want to share something, you know, the final part here. You know, I've been working a lot, I'm building the business, and actually this hit me when I was in Spain not a few months ago, but depending on when you listen, of course. But I was recently in Spain for 3.5 months, working as a digital nomad. I was living there for a while. We have a house outside in Torrevieja. And I was kind of thinking, what is happening? Why am I not reaching the results I want in certain aspects of my life? And then it hit me, okay, what about the belief circle, okay? So this is what I learned as well. This is what I'm doing. So I encourage you to take action, to check this out. I encourage you to take action and do something. Put in the action in order to get the results you want. So that's it. That's everything I wanted to share today. And of course, also, you know, you can check out our very exciting newsletter. We send it out. I send it out once a week, so you can check that out. And also, please write a review. That would be totally awesome. And have a powerful day. Be bold. Be magnificent. And maybe the most important thing of all, be you. Okay. So talk soon. Bye bye. Have a powerful day. Bye.